Just to stay with the idea of Shaheen and his opening over, मैं इसके बारे में सोचना चाह रहा था कि um, how important and we discussed this in the last episode as well, is कि I feel there's a view that maybe anyone who's been like working and writing on sports को eventually आना शुरू हो जाता है. Definitely something जो हमने जिस पे काफी बात की है कि sports को और इन matches को एक तो खास मतलब एक art के तौर पे देखना, और खास तौर पे एक नैरेटिव आर्ट की तौर पे ना, एक कहानी चल रही है, एक नैरेटिव चल रहा है, तो उस पे मैं यही सोच रहा था कि कितना जरूरी होता है कि आपकी ओपनिंग is something very specific, right? So something I often thought about is if you watch The Simpsons, and I think this happens in every Simpsons episode, but particularly in the peak era of Simpsons, तो हर एपिसोड के जो पहले 2.5 से 3 मिनट होते हैं उनका बाकी एपिसोड से कोई लेना देना नहीं होता है. So they like kind of go off something and some joke will happen, something will happen, and then one of its tangents kind of takes you off to the episode itself, which I've always found really fascinating. And then वही books की opening line like "Call me Ishmael" or something, iconic. Um, but my favorite example when I was looking at different art forms and their kind of opening moment. One of my favorite examples is if Balaji presents in association with XYZ, and then all of a sudden, क्योंकि सास भी कहीं कभी बहू थी की opening montage शुरू होती है, and it's going, and it suddenly starts slowly pulling out as the montage itself is zooming in. The camera we're watching pulls out. Now you see it's like a TV screen. It's some like small communal रेस्टोरेंट और समथिंग, या फिर ढाबा या कुछ है, वहां पे लोग बैठे, एक दुकान है एक्चुअली जिसके अंदर लोग बैठ के टीवी देख रहे हैं, वो पुल आउट होता है एंड सडनली फायरिंग होती है and Gangs of Wasseypur starts, right? And like that opening scene is just fucking incredible. I think, I mean, and there's Gangs of Wasseypur पे एक पूरी podcast हो सकती है, but something I really love is that they make a reference to an experience that so many South Asians know, which is that this iconic show की opening series, and which makes it feel very, la di da and melodramatic and unrealistic. But it is obviously, this movie itself is also a soap opera of like family issues, and it kind of sets that in. And that was an example I felt of like Shaheen Afridi ka jo impact hota hai on a cricket match, on a cricket innings, that straight away he's got the ball, he comes in, boom, like something huge happens. And it's not just ke matlab, the data is there in that article you wrote, which was there a year and a half ago. He's continued on that vein in all kinds of formats. And it's absolutely incredible. Like as a writer, if you think that like 80% of the time I'm gonna write a fucking kick-ass opening sentence, like that's that, like that's you're not gonna do that. Like if you write regularly, you'll have a lot of times, in fact, वही जिस तरीके से bowlers भी कराते हैं कि you'll throw a few kind of looseners, some like generic sentence that kind of gets you going. Also that you don't want to cash everything on too early on in the essay, because आपके पास अगर अच्छी line है, you want to hold them out. You also know, yeah, and then कि मतलब audience को भी मतलब ना कि first you gotta, a lot of times you're worried मैं ये जो भी बात करने लगा हूँ, I want to ease them into it and get there. So like to have the confidence to hit that first over, and so we've discussed this when it comes to cricket में जो technical skills हैं कि एक तो बॉल सबसे ज्यादा उस वक्त स्विंग कर रहा है, सबसे मुश्किल है उस वक्त कंट्रोल करना. With the specific things that he does is that his dismissals, and maybe we can get to the ये particular spell, कि उसमें शाहीन आफरीदी के तुक्के नहीं लग रहे हैं या लोग उसे छक्के मारने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और कट लग के थर्ड मैन पे कैच जा रहा है. लाइक वो बड़े से बड़े बैट्समैन को, बैटर्स को इन T20 and white ball formats where if you expect them to get out trying to make something happen, he gets them out in classical, not just classical, like freaking मतलब के वही आप अगर ब्रायन लारा या कोई वीडियो गेम खेल रहे हैं और उस पे ना मतलब आपको वो आ गया है कि बस ये बटन इस टाइम पे दबाएंगे तो वो, yeah, like that's the kind of bowling वो करा रहा होता है. It's just like ridiculous. It's something you would map on a computer because it's so, he makes that very, very difficult technical skill look so inevitable. इट्स रिडिकुलस, मतलब
You
ये
know,
मजाक नहीं है जिस तरीके से वो कर रहा है।